All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahawah, BASHIM, YAHAWASHI, BASHIM, Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of MILLSTONE, and peace and blessings to the whole fact of Israel. As you can see, the title's article, it says it's going to get worse. It says Fauci and other health officials warn of likely coronavirus surge coming in the U.S. during holiday season. All right, this article came out, as you can see, November 29, 2020, which is today's date. All right, we're going into, this is the season of things getting worse. Okay, that's why you go into Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. There's a time and season for everything under the whole heaven. Okay, under heaven. All right, it's a time and season. Okay, and now in the time and season, ultimately of prophecy. Okay, but it's always been about prophecy. But going into the fate of this world, we know as so-called America, and ultimately going into this rulership. Okay, the white man's world, so to say. All right, it's getting ready to be shaken up. All right, and there's no going back from here. Okay, so going into it's going to get worse. Because these devils, they have tricks up their sleeve, and ultimately it's not a trick no more, because they've been found naked. Okay, they're being exposed. All right, and ultimately this devil's not going to fulfill what he wishes to fulfill, which is his new world order, which you people are completely oblivious of. Okay, it's gonna catch you off guard going into the day of the Lord being as a thief in the night. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Because just really the title of the article gets you going, and then pretty much precepts get going through, because ultimately it's a song that we're playing, and this is what us trying to warn our people of what's getting ready to happen upon this planet Earth. All right, so it's Matthew 24, and I'll start at the top, verse 3. Matthew 24, verse 3, and as he sat upon a mount of olives, all right, going into YAHAWASHI, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? All right, so that's where we're at. We're at the end of this world. Okay, the world of Job 9:24. The earth's been given into the hand of the wicked rulership. Okay, going into the Edomites, so-called white people. All right, the white man, woman, and child. They've been prophesied to be in power these last days. All right, but there's an end of this world, an end of their world. Okay, and that's the time we're in right now. All right, because we're going to, the disciples are asking, wasn't it be a sign of thy coming, going into the return of Yahawah. Okay, that's ultimately going to go into the nation of Israel receiving back the kingdom. Okay, once YAHAWASHI is sent by the Father Yahweh, to put all authority under his feet. Okay, this verse 4 says, and YAHAWASHI answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. Okay, so going into the God of this world, going into Satan. Okay, the so-called white man Esau Edom, which does the bidding of Satan. It goes into after the workings of Satan. Okay, going to the synagogue of Satan. Okay, they've deceived the people and blinded them of, blinded the people of this world. Okay, but going to take heed, onto the words of Yahawah, going into his word. Okay, it should be not deceived. Okay, hearken on to his words. All right, it behoove you to use your ears. Okay, and pay attention to what the Lord is trying to tell you through his men, the servants and prophets. Okay, speaking of our apostle Tahar on down. Verse 5, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, or Christ, okay, meaning the anointed, and shall deceive many. So that's what the so-called white man's getting ready to do. Okay, ultimately, he's going to try to place himself as the Most High, okay, and having people worship after him as he is the Most High, okay, putting a chip inside of you, okay, which is the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, all right, and branding you, all right, saying that I'm your God, okay, you belong to me. All right, he's getting ready to do this on a grand scale, going into Revelation 3rd chapter 10 verse, as it says, the hour of temptation shall try the whole world. Okay, the trying of the world is gonna be by that chip. Okay, all right, but it's verse 6, and so many shall come in my name, saying I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Okay, so there's more than okay, going into the many antichrists. Okay, meaning anti-Messiah. Okay, they're going against the will. All right, they're blasphemers and liars. Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. Okay, so going into the wars and rumors of wars. Okay, eventually it's going to turn into real wars. Going into the third war coming quickly. All right, now you have scuffles. Going into assassinations in Iran of top nuclear scientists. Okay, and it's going back to Israel. Okay, the Israelis. All right, the imposters. All right, and going back again, tying to Israel and America. All right, we're getting into the participators in this next world war. Okay, and ultimately, going to prophecy, so-called America is going to be isolated. All right, along with Israel and all of its allies and all of nations around the world are going to shoot missiles at it. Okay, and it's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. But it says, see that ye be not troubled. All right, you don't be troubled about this. Okay, going into the awful elect. Okay, because ultimately this judgment is for the wicked. Okay, so don't worry about it, because these things have to come to pass. All right, I'm go ahead and read it. It's for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So that's the point we're at right now. Okay, which we're in this time. Okay, we're not approaching it. We're here. Okay, so ultimately right now is the anticipation as far as the Lord cranking the dial up and turn this thing up here on the earth right now, which is going to be very, very soon. Okay, but ultimately, the point is that we got to be closer and closer until YAHAWASHI going to faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him. Okay, and the fear is the beginning of his love. Okay, we have to fear the Lord YAHAWASHI and believe on him. Okay, that he's going to take care of us in these times to come, because again, this place is getting ready to go down. All right, it's verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Right. So that's what's happening inwardly, okay, and outwardly, okay, going into this world. All right, and going into specifically talking about so-called America. All right, it says nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Okay, you have wars within countries, wars outside of countries. Okay, and these things again, they're all going to turn to a lot of bloodshed. Okay, going into people getting drafted into war. All right, that goes into the book of Ezra. It says their husbands shall be killed in wars. Okay, the wives and the virgins shall mourn, having no helpers. Okay, so that's what's going to happen with the time of war, because again, quote Ecclesiastes 3rd chapter, it's a time for everything under heaven. Okay, there's a season. Okay, for everything under heaven. Now is a season of the sword. Okay, famine and pestilence. Okay, and ultimately the Lord's judgment. All right, it says, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Okay, so going into these famines. Okay, you have truckers. All right, striking. All right, these things you take for granted, as far as you going to the grocery store or you going to the Best Buy or wherever you go in these stores, these retail stores, are always filled with stock. All right, but these truck drivers, which you on the highway, you cut them off and and give them dirty looks and give them a hard time. All right, these are the people that without them they wouldn't your storefronts wouldn't be filled. Okay, but now they're striking. Okay, so that's going into these planned famines. Okay, and ultimately going to read the next one. Says pestilences. You have pandemics. Okay, and there's actually going to be real. There's going to be real famines and there's going to be real pestilences. Okay, so going into the Vic. Okay, or the Vid. All right, the V. Okay, this ain't nothing compared to what the Lord's really going to get ready to bring. Okay, because right now Esau, even so white man, he thinks he's in control of the narrative. As the Lord gives him the false sense of control. Okay, so he has more pride. Okay, and his ego continues to push him as far as the counsel of the Lord, which is ultimately for him to be tripped up in the snare of his own doing. All right, here it says and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Right, okay, you have the earth rising up against this man. You have hurricanes. All right, real earthquakes, volcano eruptions. Okay, so on and so forth. Okay, because again, this is all prophecy. All right, and go into earthquakes, it goes into commotions. Okay, because I can probably look real quick. All right, you got commotions. That sounds like 2nd Edis 9th chapter, going into uproars of the people. Okay, you have commotions. Okay, seismos. All right, seismic says a shaking, a commotion. There you go, a tempest, an earthquake. So you have commotions. Okay, so again, you have earthquakes going into people in their uproars. You're going to have seditions. All right, people rising up against the governments. Okay, so that's why this devil's going to come down, having great wrath. All right, shut down the cities. Okay, and pretty much wrapping this thing up, because he has to make his move, or else he's going to run out of time, which he's not going to have enough time anyways. Okay, it's all the thrill of the movie. Okay, it's a thriller. Okay, and it's all the movie of YAHAWASHI, Matthew 24 verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay, these are the beginning of sorrows. Again, we're in this stage. Okay, so it's only going to ramp up. It's going to get worse. It's going to intensify. Okay, you have levels, you have stages. Okay, and each progression day, all right, you're getting closer and closer, ultimately to that final, the final boss. Okay, the boss battle. Okay, you know, and that's ultimately, going to the Heavenly Father Yahweh, sending YAHAWASHI, going into that war in heaven. Okay, Esau and his angels, the devil and his angels, Satan is, like it says in Revelation 12, Satan and his angels against the Lord and his angels. Okay, going into YAHAWASHI, the top angel. Okay, and Michael, the archangel. Right, this is all going to happen and play out in real time. All right, and then ultimately this place being dropped off, something hot going into these thermonuclear missiles. All right, this is all these the beginning of sorrows. Okay, again, this is the time we're in right now. All right, but, going into the righteous, because you can read some of this article, and these articles, they're just for reference. Okay, these are current events. All right, keep up with the times, because that's going into measuring the times. Okay, these devils aren't stopping. Okay, people are tired of hearing about lockdowns and this and that, and pretty much the dark cloud over America. All right, is getting ready to bring forth rain. Okay, and that's ultimately at the end of the day going to be these thermonuclear missiles. All right, but yeah, here this is 2nd Edda 16, and I'll start at verse 17. Woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? Okay, you think about the parable that YAHAWASHI told, going into it's easier for pretty much a rich man, pretty much a camel to go through a needle, all right, than a rich man to enter the kingdom. The disciples like, then who can be saved? Right? So going into Esdras, he's receiving a vision, all right, in a dream, okay, of the time we're in right now, okay, as we speak, or we're closely approaching. He said, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? Okay, so now we have the Comforter. We know that we have YAHAWASHI. Okay, YAHAWASHI was an omen, okay, meaning he saves, he delivers. He's going to deliver who? His elect, his people, okay? All right, but it's verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, all right? And who's going to be the pusher of these evils? All right, Esau, okay? Esau eating a so-called white man, okay? Because that's why it tells you in Proverbs 16:4, the Lord made all things for himself, even the wicked for that day of evil, all right? So Revelation 12:12 is getting brought up because we're anticipating this devil, ultimately the Lord putting a spirit upon him, hardening him, all right, to make his move, okay? And that's when the Lord's going to lift up that standard, okay? The Lord's pretty much shadow boxing, okay? Ultimately, again, being the ultimate puppeteer, going into the Most High rule from the kingdom of men, all right? So it says, the beginning of evils, okay? What shall I do when these evils shall come? All right, pray unto YAHAWASHI, okay? Pray that we be found worthy to escape these things, okay? We're going to be delivered by our faith and by our works, okay? Ultimately, again, going to predestination, okay? Because you can't make yourself of the elect, all right? That's why, again, we'll pray that we're found worthy, okay? Pretty much fulfilling our duty, all right, as our calling to be chosen, okay? But we're not going to find out till we're beamed up. And that's the whole point of us fighting and going into this, the good fight of faith, okay? So this verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Right. So these things, like says in, I think it's Isaiah 47 chapter, going into, they shall come in their perfection. Okay. These plagues, all right, this evil that the Lord is sending upon his earth is going to come in their perfection. Okay. You think about, again, these thermonuclear missiles are not going to miss their target. They're not going to run into each other. They're not going to break their ranks. Okay. These missiles are going to hit, where they need to hit. Okay. Leaving this place as a second death, as it's prophesied in the scriptures. And that second death, going into these thermonuclear missiles, that lake of fire is going to be so-called America. All right. This is verse 20. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Right. Nor be always mindful of the scourges. So, they're not going to take it to heart. Okay. Going to the people of the earth. All right. They still, going into this dying world, they're going to try to find any, time to strengthen themselves in their iniquity. Okay. Be adulterers, be, boasters. All right. Without natural affection, going into the people that, desire to live after the flesh. Okay. The pride of life, the lust of the eyes. All right. These are things of the world and not of the Father. All right. But again, all this evil happening, and people, it doesn't ponder in their mind that maybe I should get right before it's too late. Okay. But, for a lot of people, it's going to be too late because the Lord's not coming to save a lot of people. Okay. All right. Is verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Okay. And, going into, these things, going into these deals. You got Cyber Monday coming up. All right, tomorrow. You just had Black Friday. All right, you go out, to get some gas. Gas is freaking $1.90. All right, they, again, going into victuals. Okay, meaning goods. All right, they're cheap. So people thinking that they're in good case, meaning, hey, the world is not so bad. Okay, there might be some hope left. Okay, we got people buying up PS4s and Xbox, whatever, X series. Okay, and they're being blinded, they're being distracted. All right, because right over their head, all right, is pure gloom and doom. Okay, going into that day of doom. All right, but it says even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Okay, so evils are growing. Okay, so while you think things are steady, getting better. Okay, you think peace is coming. All right, evils are growing. All right, it's getting worse. All right, going into iniquity shall be increased far above that thou seest, or pretty much ever there was a time before. Okay, this is the time we're heading into. Okay, go into the book of Daniel's 12th chapter, a time like no other. Okay, these are literally the time we're coming into, going into this time being unprecedented, meaning it's never been experienced before. Okay, through the spirit it has, but in the flesh has not. Okay, that's why, again, ultimately it's important to really, truly, all right, believe in YAHAWASHI. He shall have mercy on you. All right, and you can keep on reading on this. I'll probably read 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. All right, dying of famine is a very, very horrible death. All right, so going into, again, the setup the Lord's having as far as the season of destruction. All right, this is going into how a lot of people are going to fall because of the pressure. Okay, the lack of food. Okay, the tribulation. Okay, the misfortunes. Okay, they're ultimately going to run after Esau, Edom, Soka, white man. That's what he wants them to do. Okay, he's going to come with open arms. All right, but ultimately setting you up for the okie doke. Okay, having everybody chipped. Okay, and being set up for these thermonuclear missiles. Read Revelation the 14th chapter. All right, it says in the other that escaped the hunger shall the sword destroy. So going into shootouts. Okay, drive-bys and militias and drone attacks and these things are coming to the soil, so-called America. Okay, because you go into, again, Isaiah the 47th chapter. It says, because thou hast said in thy heart, I shall not be I shall not have adversity. I shall not know the loss of children. Right. So pretty much going into no evil is going to come upon us. All right. This is their mindset. Okay, especially going into this false sense of security here in so-called America. All right. But going into these things shall come upon thee, the widowhood. Okay. Pretty much all the things that you said would never happen, going to happen here to you. Okay, your house being spoiled, all right, meaning robbed. Okay, you being taken hostage. All right, you being snatched up. Your house is being spoiled. Okay, sold off. All right, these things you watch in the movies. Okay, there's going to be your real life reality. Okay, very soon going into the wicked of the world. Okay, all right, so that's why going to the by the fear of the Lord, we persuade men. Okay, by the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. Okay, it's best for you to fear the Lord.